Hello everyone. So in last session we discussed we load driver, then after we created the connection to the database, then after we have created the query, then after we have created the statement, and then after we executed the statement, and then after we close the statement and the connection. Okay, but right now if you can see in our program, you have written in this same package, okay, in one package whole things you have written. So right now in the today's session, we have to achieve the architecture. Okay, so what are the things we have to do in this today's session? So we have to achieve MVC architecture. Okay, so I hope all of you are aware about the MVC. So in the today's session, let first we are going to create encapsulated layer is known as model. So model is your encapsulated where you are going to store your set of attributes and the set of functions and constructor getters and setters. All this you are going to store inside the model layer. Then after view it means you are starting from view your main function will start. So this is the view layer. You are going to start your application from here. Then after C for now let us consider as a business logic layer. Okay, so here you are going to write your business logic of your code that is known as DAO layer. So DAO layer it means data access object layer. In that layer you are going to store your business logic. Okay, so when we are going to create the web application, in that time controller is going to use this business logic layer is known as DAO layer that we'll see in our web application session. So right now in the today session we have to achieve the MVC architecture. Okay, so for that what I will do, I'm going to create the different packages. Okay, so let's see first visually and then after we can implement this business layer inside in our code. Okay, so now how we can do that? So simple. What we have to do, uh, you know, we have to create the different layer. So for example, uh, this is our first layer. So this is the view layer. From here, our application will start. Okay, so this is the view layer. The view layer is we are going to communicate to the view layer through the different layer. The different layer is known as the model layer, where your all the encapsulated classes are going to store there, and your encapsulated classes are using by this DAO layer. So DAO layer is your controller for now. So controller, and here you are going to store the business logic of your code, and controller is going to take the data from model, and once controller have the business method, that business method we can achieve through the main program. So this is your main program. From here this is your main function. From here your application will start. This is the encapsulated class for employee. So employee contains the information, and employee information, suppose we want to perform any manipulation operation, like we have to insert the employee. So insert employee method you're gonna write inside the DAO layer. Insert employee. So this is your structure is known as MVC layer. So this now we can achieve practically. Okay, so let's see how we can achieve it. So I'm going to close this. Okay, and here first go to file, create new, and the project Java project, then click on next, and here write teacher application. Okay, in the teacher application now let us create the packages. So I'm going to create package com.view package. In the teacher application, again I'm going to create one more package, com.model package. In the teacher application, I'm going to create one more package, com.DAO package, or you can say controller for now. Okay. Now the model hyphen info file we don't need because it's giving us error. So I'm going to delete the file. Okay. Now in the view, let us add a class is known as application class. Okay, where I want to add public static void main function. Okay, so here I will print something like I am creating teacher application. Now let us print output is coming. It means now our project is enterprise ready. Now we can work for it. But the first thing is that let's create the database for teacher. Okay, so let us create the database. So database and table. Already database is we created yesterday. We just have to create a table for teacher. So right click to the your database, click on connect, apply close, create open SQL scrapbook, create table t tid integer t name var char 200 t address var char 200 and t salary var double. Okay, right click, go to execute current text. Table has created successfully. Select star from T, execute current text. Yes, table has created successfully. So as of we discussed, we have noted that whenever we are working for console, that time our database should be off. Now, first thing is done. Now, second thing and very important again, need to driver to add your project. Okay, so already we saw whenever you want to add your driver to your project, so already you have downloaded. So right click to your project, go to build path, configure build path, click on module path, add external jars and just add your derby jar, apply close. Now once the two things are done, now whole setup is now ready, and let us start to build our application. So now first what you can do, go to model, and according to your class diagram, so in the class diagram the different classes you have like teacher, department, student. Okay, so all are these the different classes you have. So create a class. So I'm going to create here a class is known as teacher. Okay, so teacher class I have created here. In the teacher class, I'm going to declare attributes like what I have in my table, in my table. So here I'm going to declare private integer tid, private string tname, private string taddress, private double t salary. So these are my attributes. So here I will generate getters and setters. So generate getters and setters and generate toString method. Source generate toString method. So now I have created the encapsulated class. So now I have achieved the encapsulation here. So I have created a teacher, and in the teacher I have different attributes. So here if you can see, our view is also done and our model is also done. Now let us work for the business logic layer. For that, now what I will do, I'm going to create in that DAO package, and I'm going to create a class is known as teacher operations class. Okay, so inside the teacher operation class, I'm not adding public static void main function. I have just created the class. So inside the class, what I'm going to do, I'm going to write the business logic, business logic of my code. Okay, so business logic means you want to insert, you want to delete, you want to update, you want to select. So all these things you're gonna write inside this business logic layer. So in the business logic, let us write everything in a method form. Okay, so in the method form, we have to write. Okay, so let us start with the insert method. Okay, so now we are going to create the insert method. So already you are aware, in last session we have created the insert. At the end of the method, what you got? Yes, so you got check, and check contains the integer value. So now if I want to create a method, so this method should needs to return something. So this method is going to return integer, and method name is insert teacher, and I want to pass teacher t. Then after I will write here one check where I'm going to give 0, initialize, and then I'll return the check. So this boiler code is ready for me, and now here I'm going to write the steps. So first step, load driver. So already driver is here. So just copy the copy qualified name. The driver list is present, or the embedded driver we are using. So copy the copy qualified name of the driver, class dot for name, and provide the driver definition. Now this showing us an exception, unhandled exception. So handle it through try catch, then save. Now once it is done, now move for the second step. So what is the second step? So in the second step, what we need? We need connection, because our get connection method returns the connection interface reference. So connection con is equals to null. Okay, so now method has created successfully. Just copy the URL of your database, Control C, cancel, and just come to next line. Con is equals to driver manager dot get connection, and provide the URL of your database. Again, it's throwing an exception, that unhandled exception. So handle it through existing catch clause. Then after, write a query. So already table is present with you, T. Okay, so here we will write string SQL is equals to insert into, where in T, what? TID, T name, T address, T salary, values is equals to question mark, comma, question mark, comma, question mark, comma, question mark. Okay, once it is done, then after, our third step is done. Now moving for the fourth step. Questions. We have question marks. So PST is equals to connection dot pre PST. So first let us discuss PST. So PST, we know that we have the statement prepare statement for the parametric query. So PST is equals to con dot prepare statement and pass SQL. We do for 50%. Again 50% is remaining. So right now, what is the remaining 50%? So we need to be process the each and every question mark with the help of statements method. So first question mark is belongs to integer, so I will call pst.set int, and in this set int, now I am not directly giving data, I am going to give data through my encapsulated class of employee. So t dot get TID. So already we have created this T. So T dot get ID. So whatever user is going to set the ID, that uh, will come here to the get the ID. So second question mark is belongs to string. So set string. Second question mark is belongs to T dot get T name. Third, PST dot set string. Third is belongs to T dot T dot get address. PST dot set double, not that. set double. Fourth is belongs to T dot get salary. Once it is done, at the end, we have to execute this statement. So check is equal to pst dot execute update. Then pst dot close and connection dot close. Okay. So once we done this, our model layer is also done. Oh, sorry, our controller, our DAO layer is also done. Now comes to the view. Okay, so now let us call this from the view. So come to application. So this is our application. So first I'm going to create one employee and I want inside my employee, inside the application, employee, E is equals to new employee. Okay, so let's see employee. Oh, we have teacher class. So teacher, teacher, we don't have employee, guys. We have teacher. So teacher T, then T dot set ID 100, T dot set name is equals to Parag, T dot set address is equals to Mumsalgaon, T dot set salary 1.2. And now once T is ready, now what we will do, we will call method. Method is where method is belongs to teacher operation and method is a instance method. Method is not a static method. So now I will write employee, sorry, teacher operation TO is equals to new teacher operation and to dot insert teacher. So you can do this. Okay, so now you can see we have to create the instance. We just want to call the method. So you don't do like this. We can use the alternative solution. Just call system.out.println, create new teacher operation method and call insert teacher and provide T. So now your two-line code now converted into one-line code. Now I will call and if it return 1, that means data has inserted successfully. Now I will give ID to 101 Ameya and Mumbai is equal to 6.2. Now if I run, it's written 1. Okay, I will return 102. Okay, Pune and 5.2. Okay, okay. So now it's like Deepak from is equal to 9.2. Now if I run, data has inserted successfully. Now comes to the database, data source explorer. Right click to the data source, click on connect, apply close, go to SQL scrapbook. First, we can see there is no information now. If I go to execute current text, now if we see our data is come already, like whatever data we have inserted, that data is now inside the database. Clear everyone? So this how we can do this. Okay, so now let us disconnect. Now here, this is the first method we done. Now for delete also, let us write one method. Okay. So for delete as well, we have to write method. So for delete, again, we have to write public integer delete teacher by TID. So this naming convention we need for our Hibernate session. So make sure you will write the method name according to the operation, what operation you have to perform. So in delete teacher by TID, I'm passing TID here. This whatever TID user is going to give to the method, that TID should needs to be delete. That specific entry should needs to be delete. So I'm going to write here check is equals to 0 and return check. Okay, so boiler code is ready. Now let us write. So first step, we have to load driver. So before loading driver, let us create the connection. So now you will find every time we have to create a connection, we have to load driver. So same thing we are going to repeat. But in our next session, we are going to store the same working class, the same that two lines. Every time you are going to see these same two lines. So we are going to store in another class that we'll see in our next session. So prepared statement PST is equals to null. So for now, don't worry about it. We are a beginner now, so we can do same using the what we have done in our insert method. So let us copy our driver URL, copy qualified name. Okay, don't copy paste when you are beginner. That time you have to type your line. You don't. We need to be write manually only. We don't need to be do copy paste. Next, copy the URL. So copy the URL from here. Con is equals to driver manager dot get connection. Provide the URL. Okay, it this is throws an exception. So handle it to existing catch clause. So we don't need to be handled to different catch clause. Then after string SQL is equals to delete from T where TID is equals to question mark. So now only one question mark is here. So now let us convert query to statement and we are passing query SQL. Okay. Then after how many question marks are here? So one and one is belongs to integer. So PST dot set int first and then here we are passing TID, whatever the TID in the method, and then after check is equals to PST dot execute update. Once the execute update method will done, then PST we have to close and connection dot close. Okay, Control S. Now come to our application. We have to remove the 103 entry. So system.out.println new teacher operation dot delete and we want 106 entry. 106 entry is there. Let's see. It returns 0. 106 entry is not there. 103. Okay. So now if I run, it's written 0. Okay. Now something we are missing. So data source explorer, right click on connect, apply close, execute current text, select all. 100. Okay. So now 103 is deleted, but I don't know why it's not reflected. Again, we'll disconnect and come to our application system.out.println. So let us do 102. Right click, run Java application 2. Already we saw that why it's written 2. So it's written to because the number of rows are affected. Okay, so clear everyone? So it's written because number of rows are affected. So now it's come for now come to database source explorer, apply close, come to SQL, like current text. Now we have 101. Let's see 101. We can delete. So now instead of this 101, now execute current text. It's written 1. Data has deleted successfully. Okay, so I hope in this session all of you have understand that how MVC architecture work and what we have to do. So MVC model view controller now clear. So in the next session, what are the our agenda? So in the next session, let first to convert these two lines to the another class, and just we have to call that common class, and then after we have to find the user, because whenever you want to do update operation, first you have to find the specific user that you want to update. So in the next session we are going to discuss about very important topic is known as result set. Okay, once result set is over, then after we are going to use the common utility package, and then after we are going to do our select operations. Okay, thank you everyone to join the session. I hope you understand.